rotation, pails and rails, we are going to sink our butt towards the floor, facing our torso towards the back leg in a 90-90. Now this, again, base position means that we're working this back leg for this instance, so we can move our front leg to make it more comfortable for us. You know, so just leave it in a 90-90. We are able to change this position slightly to make it either more comfortable or to target tissue that we are after specifically. So we can either bring that knee slightly further back or further forward. We can also open up the angle of the knee or close the angle of the knee. All of those will be perfectly fine. They just change the sensation and where it occurs in the hip, okay? So finding how far you can rotate, rotating the acetabulum over top of the femur. And we're going to hang out at somewhere around a 2 to 4 out of 10 on the made up stretch scale here. So the sensation should be about a 2, 3, 4 out of 10. Now we've done PAILs before. So rails, we're just going to add on to our PAILs. Quick PAIL review. PAIL, we're going to create tension with our torso and our lower half of our body. We're going to start to drive our ankle down into the floor and scoop it. Maybe you are pushing your knee up into your hand. Maybe you are just feeling like you're scooping, and we're contracting the tissue that is currently on stretch. So we're trying to contract it as best as we can. So that sensation where you have the stretch is where you should feel the strength coming from to do majority of your PAIL. Now, for our rail, we're going to add on at the end of our PAIL an effort in the opposite direction. So your PAIL, you gradually build up to your PAIL, you hold on, and you gradually come back down. We're going to enter our PAIL, build up, hold on, and then drive right into our rail in our opposite direction. There's no gradual entry, it's just go. So what's the opposite direction? If our PAIL is driving our ankle down and trying to get out of the stretch, our rail is going to be trying to either get the ankle up, our femur rotating, or trying to get ourselves deeper into this by trying to get your butt cheek further towards the floor. Now we are using our own tissue. We're using that tissue that's on stretch to further pull ourselves deeper into this stretch. So it can feel like your butt cheek going towards the floor. It can feel like your ankle coming up towards the ceiling. You can also feel like this back shoulder trying to tilt towards the back ankle. Okay, we're gonna do one together. We're gonna practice. So nice deep breath, core engaged. We're at our end range. We've sat here for 2 minutes. We've relaxed. We have allowed that stretch to dissipate, and then we do our PAIL into a rail. So core engaged, lower body tension, starting to gradually enter that effort through the hip, driving the ankle down into the ground. Maybe you're pushing the knee into the hand as well. We're going to build ourselves up to our greatest and safest effort here, wherever that is for you today. And we're going to hang out here for 10, 9, 8, 7. You're keeping all this body tension. When I get to 0, we're going to switch and we're going to go in the other direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Trying to drive that ankle up and sink this hip down. Ankle up, hip down. Ankle up, pelvis spilling down. Ankle up, glute towards the floor. Ankle up, trying to get the shoulder towards the ankle. More and more and more and more and more. 3, 2, 1, and relax into the range that we've just pulled ourselves into. So now we're at this depth. If at any point you find that anything is talking to you that is not your hip, in this case my ankle, I'm going to just scan around to find a much better way that I can be in this position without my ankle interfering, or say your knee or your low back. We're going to relax into this new range, and then we're going to go for round 2. Nice deep breath, core engaged, tension in the lower half of the body. We're going to start by slowly, gradually driving our ankle down into the floor, thinking about rotating our femur. We're going this way, we're rotating, rotating, rotating. We're trying to drive into the floor. We're feeling that hip in the sensations that's coming up. Good. We're going to be here for, let's say, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start driving that ankle up, hip towards the floor, ankle up, glute cheek towards the ground, shoulder towards the back ankle. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and gradual. Relax into this new range. Nice deep breaths, and just try to stay calm and relax here. Once you've done your couple of sets of PAILs and rails, depending how you feel in the day, depending what we've talked about you doing, after, you'll need to do about 30 seconds of nice deep breaths in this position, just trying to relax, because we have just earned new range of motion. PAILs and rails break open range of motion. So we have just gotten more range than we were able to before. If you recall, I was sitting about here. Now my butt cheek is even more placed on the floor. So we want to keep this range of motion, we want to maintain it, we want to own it. So we need the brain to fully take in all the information and understand that we are comfortable and we're safe here